Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we're talking about $70 games again. So, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started with this. So, it just so happens that Xbox Gamepass has now exceeded 25 million subs. 25 million subs. So that means 25 million people are getting to play hundreds of games for the low cost of $15 a month. Well, if you look over at the Sony side, they just dropped Horizon Forbidden West, $70. Babylon's Fall, I think that one's only $60. And then Gran Turismo 7 for $70. But Gran Turismo 7, they waited till all the reviews came out, and then they decided to completely... Well, first they decided to just add the microtransactions right after the reviews have been done. So, I mean, in a way, if you look at that, I mean, honestly, like that is pretty deceitful now that if you really stop and think about it, that is pretty deceitful because if they would have given me a review copy to review for them, and I played through the whole game and there were no microtransactions, none of that kind of stuff, then I'd have been like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a solid game. And I rated that game, and I even took the I even took the microtransaction stuff into consideration because normally, I'll be honest with you, it's gotten to a point where I just don't care about microtransactions as much as I used to. If I want something, I buy it. If I don't buy it. I just play the game. And if you really look at the way that Gran Turismo 7 has implemented the microtransactions and the currency in the store and just the tweaks that they made to the actual game itself in terms of prices and grind and all of that and like difficulty and all of that stuff just in the time since it's been out and since I've reviewed it. When I reviewed it, honestly, I kind of felt like the payout and all of that kind of stuff was a little bit lenient. You know, I mean, it felt a little bit lenient, you know, in terms of, but I mean, say you're somebody that's not me and, like you don't know, like say you get in there and like, oh yeah, man, I want to tune this car out and I want to do all this. And you spend all your winnings on that car and then you get to the next race and you need to upgrade to a different car. And so you're right back to the grind. Like I get it. Like I do understand. I completely understand. And yeah, if I wasn't me and I was, maybe if I was younger or something and I didn't really, understand what I do about like how Gran Turismo works and stuff like that, maybe, yeah, I'd be pretty upset. And that's, I mean, let's be frank. What Gran Turismo has done since the launch of that game is literally unacceptable. Underneath all that garbage, underneath all the microtransactions and the fiddling around with the market and everything else, you strip all that away and that game is a solid game. It's a solid game. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit and just completely bash it because it is a solid game. But they do need to get that fixed. And that's why we are talking about this today. $70 games. Can somebody explain to me why these games are $70 freaking dollars? If they're going to be loaded with microtransactions, why are they $70? When good old Jim Ryan or whatever he said, when he came out and he's like, yeah, we're raising the price to $70 because we're going to let the games speak to themselves. Okay, so these games are on PlayStation 4 as well. Why, if they're so great games, why aren't they $70 on the PlayStation 4 as well? Like I don't understand how I get to pay a tax for, frankly, let's be completely honest, stuff that Xbox would have literally given us for free. Like literally for free. You wouldn't have to pay for this on the PC. Like every single upgrade that has been delivered on the PlayStation 5 has been mediocre at best. Mediocre at best. I mean, I haven't been blown away by anything that the PlayStation 5 has brought out to date. I have yet to be blown away by anything from the PlayStation 5. A console that's supposed to be more than 2 times better than the PlayStation 4 Pro. And to tell you what, PlayStation 4 Pro used to blow me away with games like God of War and you know, the original Horizon Zero Dawn. The PlayStation 4 Pro used to blow me away. How come the PlayStation 5 has yet to blow me away with anything that they have done? A more powerful console? And they're coming out with the checkerboard rendering. And now you got people out there, you know, trying to convince people that it's coil wine. No, that isn't coil wine. That is literally checkerbirds inside your PlayStation 5 making fuzz K. That's the only explanation I can get. I mean, there's no reason for that thing to sound like that. My Xbox doesn't sound like that, and it's got all the same freaking, basically the same parts. And my Xbox doesn't have those little checkerbirds in there making noise. The PlayStation 5 has checkerbirds. That is what is in there. There are checkerbirds. They're checkerbirds making fuzz K. That's all I can come up with, because I thought about this. I was like, wait a minute. All the chips are made by AMD. All the stuff, you know, I mean, it's all basically, you know, like the same manufacturer or whatever, you know, RDNA 2, if the PlayStation 5 is RDNA 2. So why doesn't my Xbox make that sound that PlayStation 5 does? And the only thing I can really come to is that's the sound of checkerbirds in there roaring around making fuzz K when I'm playing games. So it's not coil wine. That's what it is. It is checkerbirds making fuzz K. So let's get back to this $70 games and why that's just, it's ridiculous. These games shouldn't be $70 freaking dollars. They are one and done games that you can beat and be done with. Microsoft, with the superior Gamepass subscription service that is definitely changing the industry. That's amazing. 25 million subscribers to Game Pass. That's amazing. Xbox is right now outselling PlayStation 5. Yeah, I get the whole there's not enough stock or whatever, but hey man, you can go almost anywhere and buy an Xbox Series S. So if PlayStation doesn't start cranking out more checkerbird houses, I don't know what to tell you, because these checkerbird houses, they shouldn't be as hard to make as you would think. I mean, they should be able to make them and get them out there so people don't have to, you know, buy an Xbox. But I'll tell you what, man, if you buy an Xbox, you should be pretty happy. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I just wanted to tell you about the 25 million Xbox Game Pass subs. I wanted to hammer home that $70 games just aren't working anymore. It's not. It really doesn't make any sense. These games are on PlayStation 4. They're $60 on PlayStation 4. They should be $60 on PlayStation 5. Sorry, Sony. You better start nickel and diming us, man, because I don't think there's any more appetite in the market for these games. And yeah, just look at just look at the sales numbers of all your games, man. They're going down pretty quick. So Elden Ring smashed. And you know what? That's another good point. I love it when a freaking solid game like Elden Ring comes out really close to a overhyped PlayStation first party game and completely smacks it around. That's awesome. You see what Breath of the Wild did? It's awesome. I love that. I love it when these games come out and then they smack Sony back down to earth like, no, man, that ain't it. You know, you got all these games coming out and you're using the hype of the PlayStation train to sucker people into paying. Because I'll tell you what, as a loyal PlayStation fan that actually cares about your developers and loves and loves the games they make, I feel like I'm being taxed for liking and supporting them. Not everybody else that gets a discount when they buy the game a month or two later when the game's on sale. Like, those people are like, whatever, man. Like me, personally, wanting to be a day one supporter, I get taxed. And then them games go on sale, and they get patched, and they get fixed, and everybody else buys them, and nobody even cares. You're taxing the freaking your main base, and a lot of us, we're starting to see it. I've already got my Xbox. I love that ecosystem. I don't buy third parties on your PlayStation. Well, until I had this channel, I stopped buying third party games on the PlayStation. So something to think about, Sony. Hope one of your guys are watching these videos and say something, because this is getting pretty bad. So like I said, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.